In this video, I'm going to show you how to edit and arrange your photos for your emotional place final project. In the end, you should have a collage of 12 black and white photos showing different emotions on the right and one feature photo in color on the left. Your feature photo can be one of your 12 emotions or a completely different photo as long as it is clearly you in the same outfit and the same background. Let's get started. To start, I'm going to go to File and Open to open any of my photos. So here we'll start with Surprised. First thing I need to do is check my image size. I'm going to go to the image menu and go to image size. And I'm going to change my width and height to be 4:6. Please make sure that your resolution is 300. If you're working with a landscape photo, it's going to be 6:4. And then you're going to press OK. So you can see now it's significantly smaller. So I'm going to do Control+ on my keyboard to zoom in and see what I'm doing. Next, I need to turn my image black and white. So I'm going to come up to Image, Adjustments, and then select Black and White. And press OK, which turns my color photo into a black and white photo. Now, the last thing I need to do is make sure that my photo is high contrast. And to do that, I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, and then select Levels. As we've done previously in the year, we want to make sure that our black marker is slid down to be right underneath the first peak, which is where we see the sharpest incline. It's going to be about right there. As you can see, when I move that marker, my blacks become much richer. And my white marker is going to do the same thing and come right underneath that first peak, which you might think is right here, but we're not looking for the highest point. We're looking for the first inclination of where it starts to really change, which is going to be about right here. And then I'm going to press OK. Now I have a high contrast photo. Now, if I want, because I have so much wall space around me, I could crop these down. But if you're going to crop your photos, you need to make sure they are all cropped equally, because in the end, we need to make sure our photos are all the exact same size. Now I have a finished photo. First, I'm going to go to File, Export, and hit Export As. You can either export your file as a PNG or a JPEG. And I recommend saving your files to indicate that it's black and white. I like to add a BW for black and white in my title and click Save. I'm going to turn this photo in along with the other 11 that I edit onto Schoology for a grade. But now I need to start assembling all of my photos for my collage as I edit them as well. So to do that and start my collage, I'm going to go to File and click New. I recommend clicking Print at the top and selecting the legal size. Legal is going to be a little bit larger than a letter size piece of paper. Letter is usually 11 and this is going to be 14. And we want to work with an orientation of landscape. So say 14 by 8.5 with a resolution of 300 and press Create. And you'll find that your canvas in Photoshop is now completely blank. I still have my photo over here, but now I need to bring my photo from this tab in Photoshop to this tab. So I'm going to go to my surprised photo, and you can use a lot of short keys for this, but I'm going to show you where to find everything on the screen. First, I'm going to go to Select All or Control A. And that's going to select my photo. You can see the marching ants, the flashing dotted line around my photo to indicate that it's been selected. Next, I'm going to copy my image. You can go to Edit, Copy, or press Control-C on your keyboard. Now I'm going to navigate over to my tab with my untitled where I'm going to assemble my collage. And I'm going to go to Edit, Paste, or Control V. And that will paste my image on here. My photo is a little bit too big, but that's okay. My next move is I'm going to go to Free Transform under the Edit menu, or Control T. Free Transform allows me to resize my image and move it around on my canvas so I can place it exactly where I want. Once I'm done placing and resizing with Free Transform, I'm going to press Enter on my keyboard, which will put it in place. Now, one thing I want you to notice is my layer palette that just appeared here on the side. On my layer palette, you can see that I have a white background layer and then layer 1. Layer 1 has my photo that I just pasted on. The background layer is just the digital white piece of paper that everything is going on. Every single time I paste an image over, it will be on its own layer. As long as I have the correct layer selected, I can use my shortcut for Control T for Free Transform to edit the size of the photo that is on that layer. Now I'm going to repeat the process that I did with Surprised with another photo. So here I'll go to Anxious. Same thing here. Image, image size. 4x6, 300. Image, adjustments, black and white. Press OK. Image, adjustments, levels. Move your markers under the first peak. Press OK. Control A to select all. Control C to copy. Go to the collage. Control V to paste. See a new layer popped up. Control T to free transform. And place it on the canvas. You want to take your time and take care to make sure that all of your photos line up perfectly. That may mean that you have to make them a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, but you should have straight lines going across. You shouldn't have gaps between your photos, and they should not be uneven like that. When you have filled in all of your photos and you're ready to pick your feature photo, allow me to show you how you will edit your feature photo. I'll open one more photo of me. I'm going to keep this one in color, and I want it to be larger than my other photos. So I'm going to go to Image, Image Size. I'm going to change this one to be roughly a 5x7. This is 5x7.5. That's perfect. I'll press OK. Right, I am not going to turn this one black and white because it's my feature, but I am still going to adjust the levels by going to Image, Adjustment, Levels. And you're doing the same thing. You're going to move your markers so that they are underneath the first peak. Now, if you're not crazy with the color balance in your photo, you could also opt to go to Image Adjustments and play around with some of your color options. I love the color balance menu because it allows me to say remove some of the yellow in my photo and give it more of a blue tint. If you're working under yellow light when you're taking your photos, this might be a good option for you. Now when I'm ready to move it over, I'm going to do the same thing that I had done with my other 12 photos. Control A to select all, Control C to copy, move to the collage, Control V to paste. This one's going to go over here, and when I free transform, Control T, instead of making this one smaller, I'm going to make it larger. Press Enter. And when I'm done, my final product will look something like this. When you're ready to save your work and it's all complete and everything is nice and straight and lined up without any gaps or crooked photos, you're going to go to File, Export, Export As. Once again, you can select either JPEG or PNG. PNG is the higher quality option. JPEG is going to compress more and be a smaller file size. I'm going to select PNG for this, then press export. It's always good to see your work, last name and the title of your assignment, press save, and you can turn that in as your final collage for the emotional self-portrait project.